This week I wanted to experiment a bit more with player movement. So the final game concept ended up being about just flying around on a witch's broom, which coincidentally fit in with it being Halloween tomorrow. First, about some things that went wrong this week. I had to create the whole game in about 3 days. And I had to squeeze, a lot of work into those few days, and I kind of, burned out towards the end. And I didn't get the game to a state where I would have liked either. The only real mechanic I implemented was basically the flying controls. The game also doesn't have any real objective other than just flying around. But some things did go right this week. I'm actually pleased with how the flying mechanic turned out. It took a good amount of time to get it working, especially because at first the broom kind of controlled like a jet, which was kind of weird. But I think I got the flying mechanic working so that it feels fairly intuitive and fun, and kind of how what I imagine flying a broom would feel like. What was interesting about this week, I did learn about a few different things this week, including some things about runtime mesh generation as well. When I was using just a flat plane for the surface of the forest, it felt like really strange and unnatural. So by just creating a mesh at runtime with some variation to it, I made it look a lot more natural and nice, I think. This week I also noticed, a common trend over these past few weeks. So far I only really seem to stumble upon ideas once I've reached this point in the week where I feel like extremely frustrated at not being able to think of anything good to work on. Generally all my initial ideas are either way too hard for me to create in a week, or the few days I have left at that point, or they're just super dull and uninteresting. I'm starting to think maybe just having a bunch of bad ideas first are just like a prerequisite for coming up with a kind of good one.